Today we're doing a story time. How did I get the Erasmus scholarship?
Hello guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Dorothy Mawina. Welcome. Today, as the title is saying and as my intro said earlier, I'm just going to be talking to you about how I got the scholarship, how I applied, the whole process. It's a story time, in fact. So it starts in 2021. Yes, 2021. But it actually starts before that. So 2020, after the whole COVID year and my graduation in December, and I started national service. With this national service, when you are doing your service on campus, there's a lot of vibe and conversation on what are you going to be doing after service. I was working at my department on campus, the Department of Archaeology and Heritage Studies. So, that being said, a colleague spoke to me about the Erasmus scholarship, and then I started to follow the Erasmus Mundus Association, the Nigerian group on Facebook, and then they kept on posting information about the Erasmus. Then they'll put a link there that is a YouTube live conversation about the Erasmus. So I started to watch, and then some of my colleagues, some friends who knew about the scholarship, they were telling me about it, and I went to read about it. I was confused because the website is really confusing if you don't know how to navigate through. So I had to watch YouTube videos, and I got a hang of it, got what the scholarship is about and all of that. So those live videos I was talking about, that I got links from the Erasmus EMA Nigeria. Yeah, I started following the Scholars Pivot, Jennifer Confidence. I was just watching their videos. I was watching. I would watch the 2 hours. Some of them is 2 hours long, 2 hours and 30 minutes long. I watched it again and again and again. Just kept on watching, taking notes, gathering my documents and all. So I got that, worked on a motivation letter. I spoke to my lecturers and I got recommendations from them. And then I gathered all my documents. I had to go for my transcript. My certificate was with me. After the graduation ceremony, we went for the gowns and took pictures. When you return your gown, you get a certificate. So that was done. I had to get English proficiency. So I sent my transcript to Language Center. This is for University of Ghana students. Went to Language Center and applied basically for the English proficiency letter, which just tells whoever reads it that the mode of instruction for the university is in English. I had to work on my CV. Yes, I think those are all the documents I had to get. I applied to 3 of the programs and then 1 university. So after the application, I had to wait. I got shortlisted for 2 of them. And this was my first time, fresh out of university, doing my service. And then I just started the application, with the help and guidance of some of my lecturers at the department, and then some of the master students were really helpful. Some of the PhD students there were really, really helpful because I didn't know what I was doing, so I had to consult them for advice or something. So all of that happened. Then I got shortlisted for 2 of them. I had to do interviews for them, and then finally the results came. The first one I was on a reserve list, and then the second one I got a scholarship. That day was so joyous and glorious. I just called my mom I told her that, oh, I've got scholarship. She was happy. I told my dad. Well, that day I had to go and buy a watch to celebrate. Anyway, so after that whole thing, that first part had passed. And first they send you an email. I don't know, but for my program, first I was sent an email. That's so the selection committee has selected you as one of the candidates, one of the awardees. They are sending your name to, I think, the European Union agency that's actually in charge of that. And then that they will send the scholarship letter. And then when I get the scholarship letter, I'm supposed to send the acceptance letter. Just so that I don't know if I've accepted it. If not, then they'll give it somebody who is on the waiting list or on the reserve list. So I waited like a week or less than a week, but some days passed after the scholarship the selection results came. So the scholarship letter came, and then the acceptance letter, I had to fill it was a template, so they didn't make me write the whole thing. It was a template, so I just had to fill in the template, put my name, sign and all of that, and send it back. Then I was there, and then they sent me a WhatsApp link, and that's when I joined my classmates who are from other awardees from other parts of the world. But right after I got the scholarship letter, even before that, I had to start gathering documents for the visa application. Before you travel, you have to actually get your visa. I had my passport already, thankfully, so I had to start gathering documents, and that's a whole process. There are certain documents you need to get and send to the embassy. So the first country that I had to apply for the visa for, so yes, the first country I had to come in to study was Portugal. So I had to apply for a Portuguese visa. But the thing is, we don't have an embassy in Ghana. What we have in Ghana is a consulate, and so I had to find a consulate. Was in Tema. I had to find a consulate. Thankfully, their contact online worked, so I called, and the secretary who spoke to me told me all the documents I needed, the money I had to bring for the shipping of my documents to Nigeria. Nigeria has the embassy, so countries around that have consulates work with them. So I had to bring a certain amount for the DHL, an amount for the application itself, and translation. They had to translate my documents into Portuguese before they'll send it. So I had to I had to get all that money ready. Then I had to do some legalization. So you have to send your documents first. You have to verify the transcript and then the degree. I had to send it to Ministry of Education. You have to do that whole verification, some endorsements, some letter. And I had to send my birth certificates to Birth and Death for them to do some verification. They add a verification letter, and it's not instant. You have to wait weeks, some of them months. I have to wait 10 days, some of them 2 weeks, and all of that. So I did that. I had to, which other documents? I had to get my medical report. So I had to go to a hospital and request to have a medicals so that they can do a medical report for me. Then I'll add it to the documents. And I think other documents I had to send, I have to raise an application. I have to fill an application form. I had to do all of that. Then when I got all my documents, I got the money and everything ready. Then I sent it to the consulate. Thankfully, there was no interview. You didn't have to do an interview. So I did the passport pictures and all. I did it, sent it there, turned in my application. I was told I would have to take it in 3 months. And I delayed because there was this part. So after your verification at the various agencies, you're supposed to send it to High Court for some attestation and endorsement or something. Then from there, send it to Foreign Affairs for another letter to be added. And there was a delay with the agent I was working with. There was a delay, and so like that delay really caused me to get all my documents quite late, and I had to report to school in October, like first week in October. So hey, I was really stressed. I had to ask for permission like frequently at work so that I can go to Accra. Accra has all of those offices, so I have to be always. I'm in Accra. I'm chasing this guy. I'm chasing this. Hey. So that passed. We've done the application. Then I think a month and some weeks, I was called that I had my visa had returned, like with my passport and all. So I had to come for it. So I booked my flight as early as I could. I booked TAP Air Portugal. It was cool. Given that was like my first flight, I can't compare it with any other flight. So for me, it was cool. It was relatively good. It was just 6 hours and it was a direct flight. I didn't have to do any layover or stop or anything like some of my colleagues had to do. It was very stressful. My first flight was quite smooth. So of course, you get your visa, you've booked your ticket, you have to start saying goodbye to your friends and loved ones. So yes, I was on campus because I was doing my service on campus. I was staying on campus. All these documents rushing and going and coming was there. So when we finished the service and I went home, that's when I started to pack. Got my suitcase, got some of my clothes. I had to select and reselect because I wanted to bring a lot of my clothes, but my mom was like, you don't need those clothes, you get still I even brought some. There are some African print clothes here that I hardly wear because of the weather. I'm just waiting for it to be like real summer so that I can start sporting my African print clothes. That's like the end of my story time. I just wanted to show you how I actually got to where I am. I didn't have to get any agents to help me find a scholarship. It was just like research, reading on my own, going on YouTube, getting videos and watching them over and over again just to like understand what they are saying, and their experience sort of motivates you. You get it? When you are watching these kind of videos, it motivates you because if somebody was able to do it, maybe a first or second try, you can also do it. I remember when I told one of my lecturers about it, he told me that he knows somebody who did not get it. You get it? And for me, I felt bad that somebody hasn't got it. Will I get it? But I still applied. That's the thing. Even if you've applied the first time and it didn't work, just like close your eyes, breathe in, and do it again. This time, be intentional about it, be strategic about it. Like, assess yourself. What do you think went wrong with your application? Sometimes when you are disqualified, they actually tell you why you were disqualified. Maybe your letter didn't have a date. Your recommendation letters maybe were not dated. Maybe this, maybe that. So you can just use that to guide yourself, and also you assess yourself. What did you do wrong? Maybe you didn't have enough online courses in your CV. Maybe you didn't have any volunteer experience. Maybe your interview skills, maybe you are too shy to actually answer questions. So you have to work on that. You have to work on yourself so that the next time you can improve your chances of getting the scholarship. So yes, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much if you subscribed. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am grateful. Anyways, I'll see you in my next video. Surely I'll see you again. Bye bye.